Another close game. Another Mariners win against the White Sox. This is the NW Sportscast Mariners post-game show. The Mariners come away with a 2-1 win after Bowman almost sold the Mariners in the top of the ninth. Trade candidate Luis Robert Jr. went yard, tied up the ball game at 1 apiece before Mitch Haniger got the game-winning run in the bottom of the 10th inning. A lot of stuff to go over, so let's jump right into it. And the first thing you have to mention is the pitching. I mean, 8 scoreless innings for this pitching staff. Bryce Miller, he was electric today to say the least. You know, kind of a bounce-back start from his last start where he was kind of mediocre to say the least. But Miller has been one of the best pitchers right now for the Mariners. He really, really has. And this is another indicator of why. I mean, 8 strikeouts, just 2 hits, gave up 2 walks in 7 innings of work. It's elite stuff for Bryce Miller, and he shows why he's one of, if not the best Mariner starter we have. And that's kind of crazy to say, but it is true right now. When you look at his numbers, Bryce Miller is up there with the best starter on the Mariners roster right now, like a Luis Castillo, like a Logan Gilbert, like a George Kirby, like a Brian Wu. I mean, we have 5 elite starters, and Bryce Miller is one of them, and he was elite tonight. Just shut down the White Sox lineup all night long. Then Austin Voth comes in, goes 1-2-3, strikes out the side in the 8th inning. Big stuff for him. But then Bowman comes in and really struggles. He gives up a leadoff homer to Luis Robert Jr., a trade candidate for the Mariners. His 4th home run of the year. Sends it in to the left field seats over there in the Edgar's Cantina. Gets the hang of a fastball. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-1 tie. Then almost gives up a homer right after that before recording a couple of outs. And then Sauce comes in, gets his 1 out, and leaves the ball game. And then Trent Thornton, you have to give him credit in the 10th. You come in, a lot of the times those pitchers aren't ready to play in that 10th inning because they think the inning might end in the 9th. So, yes, he was stretching, of course, but up 1-0 against the White Sox, I doubt Thornton thinks that he was going to see the field in that spot. And then he was thrust into a position where he has to now, all of a sudden, not just come in and pitch, but he has to pitch with an automatic runner on second base. And he does absolutely beautifully. Does not give up a hit. Does not let a base runner advance. Gets a strikeout. A 1-2-3, 10th inning. And that leads to Mitch Haniger, who was able to get the job done for the Mariners. Some sort of clutch. A little bit of a blooper, but it gets the job done. And big ol' Luke Raley, who started at second base after, I believe it was striking out in the 9th. Thunders around home was the call on the radio. I like it a lot. Thunders around home, and scored with a slide at home plate, but it was not a close play at all. And the Mariners win this one 2-1. 40-30 now on the season for your Seattle Mariners. Let's look at the box score quickly, and then I'm gonna kind of tell you guys what my overall thoughts are right now towards the Mariners. Obviously 4-game winning streak, but there was a lot of things that could have gone differently, to say the very least, and all of a sudden this series is completely turned upside down. The Mariners could have lost all 3 of these versus the White Sox, and that's just the truth. Obviously, game 1, a 4% chance to win that ball game in the 8th inning, and then the 8th and the 9th comes, and of course the Mariners sneak away with that one. Yesterday was a game where the Mariners probably should have won, but, they had half the amount of hits as the White Sox. Half of the amount of hits. They end up getting a win. I mean, that's baseball. And then today, you're a very deep fly ball to left field off the bat of, I forget who's after Luis Robert. It's Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn, one of their better players. He has some pop, and just short at the warning track. They're out there in left center field, from the Mariners losing this game as well. But the Mariners win 3 straight against the White Sox, take the series. I'm going to answer if I'm concerned about the Mariners or if I think this is a sustainable way to win baseball games after I take a look at this box score. So immediately off the bat, you have to look at the top 3 guys for the Mariners. Another disappointing day for them. J.P. Crawford goes 0 for 4. He went 0 for 4 yesterday. I believe he went 0 for 3 the day before. Again, I tell you why I'm not super concerned. I said it yesterday. I think Crawford, even when he doesn't get hits or walks, which he didn't get any of today, obviously not ideal. You want base runners. However, I do think it's definitely interesting, to look at how players can add value in other ways. What does Crawford do to add value in other ways? Well, A, he's very, very good shortstop defensively. He made good plays tonight. He made game-winning plays yesterday. Shows his value on the field. B, he's a locker room presence. And not just a presence, he's a leader. Some would say the leader, the captain, J.P. Crawford. People look up to him. He do things the right way, and he kind of gives the identity of this baseball club. As that kind of young, sort of swaggy guy. Even though J.P. Crawford isn't super young, he kind of gives off that persona. That's kind of what this Mariner team is. And then third, which I think kind of gets shoved under the rug a little bit, is ability to work counts, to get pitchers up in their pitch count very, very early on. He's really good at turning an 0-2 count into an 8-pitch strikeout. Although on the box score it's going to go down as a K, it's not just a K. An 8-pitch strikeout is very important when you consistently are doing that. It really, really means a lot to getting pitchers up in their pitch count, get to the bullpen early, and then all of a sudden the Mariners start to score runs. You see that today. They scored their first run in the 7th, and then their second in the 10th. Scoreless through 6, but the Mariners always seem to kind of get towards the bullpen and can finally start to hit. So that's why J.P. Crawford provides some value. However, again, it is frustrating 0 for 4. I want to see him produce more in kind of, more, kind of ways that people are more accustomed to, I guess, like walks, hits, etc., OPS. Josh Rojas goes 0 for 4 again, and then Julio goes 0 for 3. So the top of the lineup combines 0 for 11. That's your 1, 2, 3. Not going to cut it. Not going to cut it at all at a consistent level. But you got to win. So again, can't be too mad, but it's like, come on, guys. 0 for 11. What is happening? And then Cal Raleigh goes 1 for 4. Luke Raley goes 1 for 4. And Mitch Garver goes 0 for 3. So now all of a sudden you look at that, and in your first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in the lineup, 6 guys, you have 2 hits. I mean, no wonder this Mariner team was only able to put up 2 runs tonight. You only have the 6 hits on the day, mostly from the bottom of the lineup. Really not going to cut it on a consistent level. But, a win is a win is a win. But it definitely is slightly concerning that this offense is continually not able to get going. Against the Royals, you kind of see some of their hot hitting start to come out. You have those back-to-back games where they scored 8 and 9 runs, I believe. But then all of a sudden, now you look at the Mariners and they're scoring 2 runs today. The day before they scored 4 runs. The day before they scored 8 runs, but it was kind of pitiful. It was just in the 8th and 9th inning. So you look at it, it's like this offense hasn't been great as of late, despite it looking like they kind of have because of the wins. So it's very, concerning in a way that this Mariner team is unable to produce at the plate. And although the wins will kind of mask this very easily could be the 3rd straight loss against the White Sox. And you better believe everybody, including myself, would be, raising the red flag, ready to knock down the door on Scott Service and Jerry DiPoto and say we need a bat at the deadline. And I still think we need a bat at the deadline, but I think that sentiment would be a lot stronger if some of these 50-50 games went the other way. But Dominic Canzone goes 2 for 3. Good for him. He's been really struggling since he came back, but he hits the big homer yesterday, and he went 2 for 3 today, so that's good. Locklear picks up a hit, which is great. Robles does not do anything. He sacrificed bunt. And then Mitch Haniger pinch hits. He goes 1 for 1, which is the big one. The game-winning hits, the walk-off. So good for Mitch Haniger, but again, the rest of the lineup, very, very stagnant. Is it sustainable to continue to win ball games this way? I'm leaning no, guys. I don't think this can last much longer. I think the Mariners need to figure out how they can start to win baseball games in more easy ways than this. Because right now, one-run wins or walk-off wins against the worst team in baseball, although, my saying a win is a win is very true, I do think that it's definitely concerning that against the worst team in baseball, you're slashing like above or below a 600 OPS. It feels like your pitching's been kind of a little spotty in the first 2 games. Really, really good today, obviously. But the Mariners not looking like a great baseball team, despite now winning 4 straight. So can't complain. It's a series win. Winning 3 of 4 in a 4-game set is huge. If they can sweep tomorrow, wow, that would be electric, especially before that big Mariners-Rangers series this weekend. It'd be absolutely huge for this baseball club, but I don't think it's sustainable. I want to see a little bit more of this Mariners team right now, despite how good they've been looking, but that will come down the line. So the Mariners now 40-30, Rangers 32-35. The M's 6.5 games up on the Rangers. Wow, looking really, really good early on. Have to keep the foot on the gas, pedal to the metal. No time to slow down if you're the Mariners. This is the only time to continue. Just keep pressing forward. Build that lead so much where September, the mountain is just too tall to climb. Because at some point, the Rangers or the Astros are going to rattle off 10, 11, 12 wins in a row. Maybe they'll go 18 of 20 or something along those lines, and you have to have enough of a lead where you're able to continue to maintain the AL West division lead. Because if you win the AL West, it just completely changes the outlook for the postseason. You guys know that, I know that, and the Mariners know that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the way. But the Mariners are looking really, really good right now and looking to sweep tomorrow. So should be a fun one, guys. Big walk-off win tonight for Mitch Haniger. Great stuff for him. And as always, go Mariners, guys. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you made it all the way to the end of the video. And that's all I got for you guys. See ya.